I'm embarrassed because I've been telling people I never did Shazam, and people always walking up on me, and I'm just going to tell you what happened. I'm not proud of it when I did Shazam. I was doing a lot of crack. I was staying in crack houses, and I did Shazam for crack money. I knew it wasn't going to be a great movie because I have no genie skills. I think most movies, you have to bring something out of yourself, and I've never been a genie or had magical powers. It was a learning process for me as I was doing this movie, just getting into the lamp. I took a lot of yoga, a lot of Crisco oil to slide up into that lamp. So, I injured myself. I had a rotator cuff injury, but I'm not crying. I'm not crying because I'm tough. For those who said, hey, you saw Shazam when I was growing up, yeah, you did. It did exist. It took a lot of government intervention to get those videos out of people's homes and out of the video stores. I'm lucky because I'm ex-military, ex-special forces. So we were able to do a lot of mind control stuff to get those videotapes away from people. There's 3 tapes left. There are 3 Shazam videos still out there we did not find. And if we find you, we're going to kill you. And I just want you to know that. I want you to be aware of that because I felt bad that you didn't know you're on a hit list. And I'm ashamed. I'm totally ashamed of that. But I'm just saying, if you have that Shazam video, you're on a short list to have an assassin come to your house. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying, hey, if you want to post it on Twitter or something, say, hey, I got the video. But that means your whole family's gone. And I'm just trying to put that out there because I feel bad because of my weakness, not admitting that I did Shazam when I was in a bad space in my life. I was in a bad place.
Did y'all hear what Sinbad had to say? He said a psychological operation. Yes, that's cool and everything that you're like ex-military or whatever. But why go through the great lengths of going through the military and the government channels to like literally erase people's memories of a cheesy genie movie? It's not making sense to me. 2 + 2 is not equaling 4 right now. What is the formula behind going through such great lengths to erase a VHS video movie? I don't care about you being on crack. Charlie Sheen was on crack. So was Robert Downey Jr. So what? Lindsay Lohan too. Macaulay Culkin. I always have trouble pronouncing his name. The Home Alone kid. Yeah. And probably many, many more singers, dancers, actors and actresses, anybody in like the entertainment industry or music industry. So you telling us that you was on crack, what does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just fluff. I just feel like that's a backstory that they probably had him say, like scripted. You know what I'm saying? But for you to say it's and then he was like, he's ashamed. Why are you ashamed of a movie you made? I could see you being ashamed for like being on crack, but I mean, that's just a part of your life and whatever you was going through at that time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not here judging, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then again, it was the 80s. So that was like the crack era. So, I mean, so at the end of the day, all I'm saying is like, what is you being on crack is not out of like the ordinaries, particularly for the 80s era and that whole pandemic or epidemic that they had going on. Then, I'm just trying to piece together, why is it a psychological operation? And why are you out here threatening folks that there are 3 more Shazam tapes that you guys have not recovered? Like, why are you talking about there's a hit list for assassins to come to these people's houses if they post it online? And like, I don't know. Let's say I owned a Shazam tape. After hearing him say that, I don't think I would want to post it. But I might take a picture and post it and then be like, oh, a friend of a friend of a friend had sent me this. How do you know? I'm just one of X amount of people that posted it. Do you really what you about, you threatening to take out somebody and their whole family over a cheesy genie video. That don't sit right with me. Something ain't right about that. At the end of the day, he said the prime words, psychological operation. The psychological operation of the Mandela effect that Shazam never existed was total bullshit. Because I seen an interview that he did where he did deny it. And he was like, I never made that movie. Blah, 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 blah. So why did you turn around now? And I can't really say because the video of him denying it, that was some years ago that I seen it. But the video that I just saw today of it, where I found it on whatever that radio station that was in the background, you can go to their YouTube station and it shows that the video is 7 years old. So I don't really know where the timeline was, where he denied versus when he admitted. Maybe you guys will go figure that out or whatever. But I just wanted to just let y'all know. Trust your soul on everything. If you saw something, you saw that shit. If you heard something, you heard what you heard. Because y'all got to understand, there are people out here that will gaslight you. This was the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is just another way to gaslight you. But they don't want to call it gaslighting because we all know that. Matter of fact, y'all need to go watch the movie Gaslight. I haven't seen it myself. It's on my to watch list. They removed it off of Hulu. So I'm going to have to probably find another way to watch it. But it's a movie where this man, he gaslights his wife to insanity. And that's literally, I think, what the government does to people. They try to psychologically, they do it all the time, every day. They got the Mandela effect on all sorts of things. Like there's YouTubers that they have nothing but just Mandela effect on this and this and that. Like Mandela effects on logos, Mandela effects on movies and all types of events and articles and topics that have happened. Me personally, y'all remember back in the day, this was definitely in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, but definitely in the 90s for sure. Remember how they used to have that little screen that'll pop up and it would have all them colors on it? White, pink, green, blue, red, yellow, black, white. It would have all the colors on there, right? And then it would have the words in like either, I forgot what color. Don't even quote me. I'm going to just say, it would just say, please stand by. And there was a tone. That tone, it doesn't matter. This is how frequency operates. Like literally, the government wars with you on frequency. And if you don't believe that, think about the frequency of music. A lot of the youth are affected by the frequency of music. They are influenced by the frequencies of music. The same way the military can put subliminal messages in commercials. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, a good example of that would be in The Simpsons. There was an episode where Bart Simpson and his friends, they were older or whatever, and they joined the military. And somebody was like, why'd you guys join the military? They were watching a Bikini Girl commercial. And then it was Lisa. It was Lisa, because Lisa the smart one. Lisa found out she did her smart shit. And she found out that the subliminal message was come join the military. She went and confronted that general and everything, and blew it wide open. You know what I'm saying? And the government, they don't like the Lisas of the world. They don't like people who are like Lisa, where you're critically thinking like, 2 + 2 is not equaling 4. Let me do my go-go gadget investigation. Let me become an FBI agent real fast. Let me start digging. Because when you start digging, you start putting You know what I'm saying? Like you find it, like, you know how like on detective shows and movies and stuff, they'll get articles and they'll pin this and pin this, and then they start connecting the dots and stuff like that. Some people, they're good at following trails, like boop boop. They can find everything, but they have a hard time connecting the dots. This is why they say two heads are better than one, because where one person is good at tracking patterns, someone else is good at connecting the dots. Have y'all ever thought about why they created a game called Connect Four? Like a lot of these games, pool, hopscotch, Uno, a lot of these games, you know, I've always wondered, like even as a child, I always wondered, why do they always have the colors red, yellow, green, and blue? They try to tell you, well, these are the primary colors. Because I forgot, I think it's red, blue, and yellow that are the three primary colors. And if I remember correctly, blue and yellow create green. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. You know, I didn't really pay attention in art class like that. You know, I didn't care what the teacher said. I was a hands-on person where I just mixed paints to see what color it would become. That's how I learned. So anyways, I could be wrong. Correct me. But anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. So why are so many things these main colors? Think about it. When you think about all the restaurant logos, what are the colors that most of these restaurants have? Red and yellow. Red and yellow are the main ones. They have orange, which are the lower chakras to keep you in your lower self. Because if any of these logos were green, blue, or indigo, or, purple, they would be more in your higher self. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to escape your lower self. They want to try to keep you stuck in a particular frequency vibration. Because think about it. If they didn't want to keep you stuck in your sacral chakra, why is sex everywhere? And what's the slogan? Sex sells, right? And that's why it was always in magazines, on TV, movies, billboards, porn, all these types of things. But anyways, I could go down a whole rabbit hole with y'all. But for real, I wasn't trying to make this video too long. But the fact that he said a psychological operation, and him and the government orchestrated this whole thing to gaslight the world. But they couldn't gaslight 1 million people minimum that Shazam did not exist. That should tell you that what else do they be trying to rewrite in history in real time, right now, per day, per hour, per minute? Because think about it. I want y'all to think about this real hard. The same way the Bible was written and rewritten like 1,000 times, is that not a psychological operation as well? To get you to believe in a particular story? Now, don't get me wrong. I do think Yeshua, his story was real. He existed, this and that. But I can't 100% trust the book because it was edited like a Mandela effect. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't know. But like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace, positive energy always creates elevation. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think.